here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the batteries in a backup power supply. I've got two different backup power supplies, and for those of you who watched my previous video on replacing my backup power supplies, you may recognize these. These are both my old backup power supplies. The one I used on my computer that I use as a server, that's this white one here. I bought this not used, I bought it new, but old stock. Back when I bought it, they came with a warning, hey, batteries might not be good, just to let you know, but I got a really sweet deal on this one, and it actually worked really good for a couple years until obviously I had to replace the batteries. This one I bought brand new. The last time it was used though, or last time the power went out and I had to use it or rely on it, it worked, but ever since then it's kind of been beeping at me, so I don't know if something's wrong with it. That's the reason I replaced this one. And then this one, as you'll see in a moment, I'll explain why I replaced this one. It still works yet, it's still good, but you'll see why I replaced it here. So I'll show you how to open up the front here and pull the batteries out. Okay, so on most of these backup power supplies or uninterruptible power supplies, UPS systems, fairly easy to change out. The front cover comes off. Sometimes they're held on by screws. In this case, this one is not, so just pop it off. And there's a little wiring harness back here that you need to disconnect. At least if you want to take this off all the way anyway. Next, we're going to lift up on this front piece that's locking it in. Just like that. And I think I see a problem here already. Looks like one of the batteries has been leaking. And I'll just tuck that up in there for now. And then the battery tray here, little hook on it, is going to slide out. So I suspect right here is probably our problem battery, at least one of them. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but it's bulging right there. Interesting, I have the date on them, so we'll have to look and see how old these batteries are. So we're going to disconnect that one, disconnect this one. Yeah, definitely very gunky. That'd be less than ideal when replacing these batteries. You would want to replace the connector here as well. In fact, you can see it. Hopefully you can see that in the video. It's chewed through it. Okay, so we'll slide the tray out the rest of the way here. Actually, I guess we did not have to disconnect that one. The negative and the positive are both on the same side here. These are the two wires here that connect to the batteries. And you probably want to remember, this one was connected in the front to the positive. Shouldn't be too hard, once you got the batteries in here. And then the negative here, connected to the back. And then this is still very heavy, by the way. There's a large transformer in the back here. So this is simply the battery tray. So we're simply going to disconnect that. And this is why I replaced this one. If you can see, there's four batteries in this one. So yeah, it's like going broke every time you got to buy batteries for it. Not that they're that expensive, but 4 batteries at a time definitely adds up. This one here only has 2 batteries, as do the new ones I have. As far as I know, they only have 2 batteries as well. So we'll disconnect this. And then there's one in the back here as well. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, so yeah, it looks like most of these batteries are actually in pretty tough shape. I'm noticing the negative terminal on all of them is pretty well corroded. The batteries are not necessarily that old. If I can get them out here. You can see this one is bulging pretty bad though. I did this one on 3/25/15. That's when this battery was new. And that's a good idea, by the way. When you put new batteries in, write the date on them. This is also 3/25/2015. So once you got the batteries out, you just need to look at what kind of battery they are. There should be a size on it somewhere. In this case, I've actually wrote it on there. It's a GP1272. That's the size of the battery that's in here. It's not actually saying here. That's interesting. They got a sticker on here. It's a chrome battery, but then it's actually something else underneath. Weird. Also 3/25/15. So these batteries are all the same. That's good. So once you got your old batteries out, all you have to do, put your new batteries in. And like I said, good idea. Make sure you date them. Reconnect it all back up. And these obviously aren't new batteries. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. reconnect your wiring. Front and back. The batteries are wired in series, by the way, for those who are wondering. And these are 12-volt batteries, so anybody want to hazard a guess as to how many volts we're putting out for this system? And just to show you folks again, at least for this one, this wire connects to the back of this battery. Next, you're simply going to slide it back in without trying to lose any of the wires here. Actually, we're going to connect the negative one on the back. Connect the red one on the front. Slide it back in. Tuck all the wiring in. A little protector here for the front across those terminals. Slide this plate back on. Make sure we put it on the right way. That simply slides down, locks that tray in, and we connect up this wiring harness. Slap that back on, and you're back in business with your backup power supply. Should be good to go again for another couple years. Okay, and just to show you quick on this other one here, a very similar setup. This one lifts up and out. The wiring harness comes off. Looks like a very similar, almost identical wiring harness, by the way. This one has 4 screws holding the tray in. I have to take those out. And like I said, this is the unit I had that is still working yet. The only thing is, last time I lost power. Ever since then, it's been beeping, so I don't know what that beeping's about, so I just replaced it. It could mean just maybe the batteries are going shot, I don't know. But it hasn't, oh, we dropped it. It didn't do that the last time the batteries went shot, so I don't think that's the case. I think it's just something's not quite right with it anymore. So no tray that holds the batteries in this one in. In fact, that battery, oh, that one disconnected. Oh, same date, interesting. I must have replaced all the batteries on my power supplies about the same time. Now this is an NP712T battery. So like I said, you'll just have to open up your power supply, look at what kind of batteries you have in here, and then buy new ones. These aren't that expensive. Amazon, eBay, any of the other online retailers. I don't know about as far as physical stores that carry these. I'm assuming probably most battery stores will probably have them, but not that expensive. Anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks a piece, typically, depending on what you want to get. And if we can get the last battery out here. There we go. You can see a battery apparently corroded in there. In fact, I don't know if that was this one. No, it doesn't look like it was this one. Might have been the one before. I've replaced batteries in this one, I think 2 to 3 times. I think this will be the 3rd set of batteries, if I remember correctly. This is the 3rd set of batteries I've had in this one, and then same thing with the white one here. They're actually both, I bought them actually both about the same time, although this one is much older. Like I said, I bought this one new, but it was old stock. They had it sitting on the shelf for a while. Got a really, really sweet deal on it. And like I said, they said when you bought it, well, it's probably not going to work because it's been sitting around so long, the batteries are shot. The batteries, in my case, were still good yet, and it lasted a couple years before I had to put new batteries in it. So anyway, there we go, folks. Hopefully that explains to you how to replace the batteries in these backup power supplies. It's something you're going to have to do probably every, I would guess, 2 to 5 years. These don't last, forever. So if you go ahead and get yourself a backup power supply, be prepared to replace the batteries every, again, about 2 to 5 years. Like I said, these are 32615. This one's good yet. This one, however, is not, and it's probably just that one battery in there that's bad that's causing the issue. But that's something to keep in mind with your backup power supplies. I see this all the time, folks. people get these backup power supplies, they install them, and then they never do anything with them again. And of course, when the power fails, they don't work because they don't check them. The batteries are shot. It happens. So just something to keep in mind when you get these. Make sure you check your backup power supply if you have one. Make sure it's working. If it's not, it's a relatively simple fix. Typically, like I said, anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks to, in this case, 4 brand new batteries, and you're back in business for a couple years. So anyway, with that, if you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.